Don't get in the car, little boy. The morning was bright and peaceful in the quiet suburb of Willow Ridge. Birds chirped, sprinklers clicked, and the scent of freshly cut grass lingered in the air. Nothing about the day suggested danger was near. Ethan Carter, 42, billionaire tech mogul and founder of Nextlink Systems, stepped outside a modest Airbnb under an alias. No paparazzi. No bodyguards. Just a navy suit, Ferragamo shoes, and the subtle purr of his prized yellow Ferrari waiting at the curb. He checked his phone. 9:17 a.m. Today was supposed to be simple: deliver a speech at a tech education gala and quietly announce a $5 million donation to struggling public schools. He opened the driver's door, one hand on the frame, his right foot poised to step inside. Then it came. A scream. Sharp. Desperate. Young. Don't get in the car. Ethan froze. Across the street, a boy, maybe 7, came running. Face streaked with tears, blue jacket flapping, sneakers slapping the pavement. Please. He shouted. Don't sit down. Don't. Startled, Ethan turned. What? There's something under the seat, the boy cried. A man, he put it there this morning. Wires. A box. He had gloves. Ethan's pulse jumped. The boy wasn't faking, his panic was real. Bending down, Ethan peered into the car. There it was. A small, dark object under the seat. Wires. And a blinking red light. He stepped back fast. Heart racing. Blood cold. Within minutes, his security team arrived, black SUVs, concealed weapons, tense voices. The bomb squad soon followed. Confirmed device, the lead agent said. Motion triggered. Lethal. Ethan stood on the curb, shaken. Not just because he'd nearly died, but because a child had stopped it. The boy's name was Caleb Thompson, age 7. He lived 3 houses down with his mother, a night shift nurse who was still asleep. Caleb had been up early, sketching by the window, when he saw a man in a hoodie crouch by the Ferrari before dawn. He watched the man slip something under the seat. Wires. Light. Wrong. When Ethan approached the car, Caleb panicked. Ran. Now, he stood on the sidewalk, staring at his shoes, afraid he was in trouble. Ethan knelt beside him. Hey, he said gently. You saved my life. Caleb looked up, eyes wide. Where's your mom? Sleeping. I tried to call 911, but my tablet froze. Ethan smiled. You did more than enough. Police later confirmed, the bomb was custom built. Motion triggered. Timed perfectly. Had Ethan sat down, it would have detonated instantly. But who would do this? No threats. No demands. Just silent intent. That night, Ethan sat in a hotel suite, reviewing security footage. 5:03 a.m. A hooded figure appeared in the driveway. 5 minutes later, gone. Ethan studied the footage. Something about the walk. The posture. The limp. Then, recognition. A ghost from his past. Daniel Vaughn, he muttered. 15 years ago, Daniel had been a brilliant engineer at Nextlink. Talented. Ambitious. Dangerous. When he tried to sell stolen designs to a competitor, Ethan turned him in. The scandal destroyed Daniel. Jail time. Bankruptcy. Custody lost. He had a daughter, Ethan remembered suddenly, about Caleb's age. Get me his file, Ethan said. Every address. And check on the boy's family. Quietly. Later, detectives confirmed it, Daniel Vaughn had been released from prison 8 months ago. No fixed address. Recently spotted nearby. Revenge, the lead investigator said. Plain and simple. Ethan said nothing. He could only think of Caleb, the way he ran, screamed, warned. A child with no reason to care, but did. The next morning, Ethan returned to Willow Ridge, not in a Ferrari, but in a black SUV. He walked up to a modest brick home and knocked. Tasha Thompson answered, still in scrubs, dark circles under her eyes. She tensed when she saw him. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "If Caleb scared you, he saved me," Ethan said. "Please. I owe him everything." Tasha hesitated. Then stepped aside. Upstairs, Caleb sat on his bed, hugging a stuffed bear. When Ethan entered, the boy looked up, wary. "You're not in trouble," Ethan said softly. "You're a hero." Caleb said nothing. "You trusted your gut. You acted. That's rare. I thought you'd be mad." "I'm grateful." Then Ethan whispered, "Can I tell you a secret?" Caleb nodded. "I was scared too. But you gave me courage." Downstairs, Ethan learned more. Tasha worked 2 jobs to keep them afloat. Caleb's father had died in a construction accident. They were good people. Quietly struggling. "I don't want charity," Tasha said. "Please, don't make us a headline." "I'm not here for the cameras," Ethan replied. "I just want to help." But headlines found them anyway. Footage leaked, Caleb's warning cry, Ethan backing away from the car. The internet exploded. The boy in the blue jacket who saved a billionaire. Millions watched. Shared. Praised. But Ethan kept his promise. Quietly, he paid off Tasha's mortgage. Sent a new car. Set up a trust fund. Secured Caleb a scholarship. No media. No press release. Just quiet gratitude. Then, 2 weeks later, he did one more thing. At the gala, under chandeliers and cameras, Ethan took the stage. He wore a tuxedo. But before speaking, he turned to the wings. "I'd like to introduce someone far braver than me," he said. Caleb walked out in a tiny navy suit. Gasps. Then thunderous applause. Ethan knelt, handed him the mic. "Some are born into privilege. Others into purpose," Ethan said. "But when courage meets purpose, lives are saved." He looked at Caleb. "I owe you mine." That night, as they walked outside, no Ferrari waited. No threat lingered. Just a limo and a warm breeze. "You ever ride in a limo before?" Ethan asked. Caleb grinned. "Nope." Ethan opened the door. "Let's fix that. Because sometimes, heroes don't wear badges or capes. Sometimes, they're 7 years old, in a blue jacket, yelling at a stranger not to die. And sometimes, that scream is enough to change everything." The days that followed the gala were a blur of press inquiries, donation offers, and heartfelt letters. Ethan kept most of it at bay, shielding Caleb and his mother from the public eye as promised. But even as he tried to return to normal life, a nagging unease followed him like a shadow. Daniel Vaughn had vanished. No fingerprints. No traceable vehicle. No credit cards. It was as if he'd walked out of prison and into the fog. Ethan wasn't used to loose ends. And this one? It haunted him. 3 weeks later, Nextlink headquarters, San Francisco. Ethan sat in his executive office, walls lined with awards and silent screens. His CTO, Vanessa Young, entered with a tablet in hand and worry in her eyes. "You need to see this," she said. She handed him the device. The screen showed a line of code embedded in Nextlink's core software update, code that shouldn't be there. Code that didn't match any engineer's commit history. Ethan scrolled. At first glance, it looked like an innocuous background protocol. But to the trained eye, it was a backdoor. Someone had built a secret way into Nextlink's encrypted systems, servers that powered everything from smart classrooms to government AI. Ethan's jaw tightened. How long has this been here? We think, months, Vanessa said. But it activated 2 days ago. Someone's using it. He stared at the screen. And then something clicked. A line of syntax. A tiny signature. It was Daniel's code style. From years ago. Obscure, but distinct. Like a fingerprint in the digital dark. This wasn't just revenge. It was infiltration. Back in Willow Ridge, Tasha was enjoying a rare day off. She and Caleb sat on the porch, sipping homemade lemonade and drawing trees in a sketchbook. Caleb smiled more these days. But sometimes, when he thought no one was looking, he would glance at the street with a flicker of unease. That morning, a sleek black SUV pulled up in front of the house. The driver's window rolled down. It wasn't Ethan. It was a man in sunglasses. Clean-shaven. Calm. He held up a badge. Mrs. Thompson. I'm with Homeland Cybercrime Division. We need to ask you and your son a few questions. Could we come inside? Tasha tensed. I wasn't told anyone was coming. The man smiled, too easily. This is sensitive. It's about Ethan Carter. Meanwhile, Ethan's safe house in Lake Tahoe. Alarms blared. The house went into lockdown. His head of security, Mark, burst in. Ethan, you need to see this, now. Surveillance footage from Willow Ridge. 2 men. Not one. Entering Tasha's house. No warrant. No escort. One carried a black satchel. Oh God, Ethan whispered. Back in Willow Ridge. Inside, Caleb stood close to his mother. The second man moved through the living room, scanning with a small device. Tasha frowned. What are you really looking for? Just a formality, the first man said. But when he stepped toward Caleb, the boy flinched. Then something happened. The back door slammed open. A third figure entered, face masked, voice cold. Let's go. We've got the kid. Caleb grabbed his mother's hand. That's when the alarm on the wall began to shriek. Tasha's phone lit up. Calling, Ethan Carter. Lake Tahoe. Ethan was already in a helicopter, headset on, speaking to Mark. Activate Plan Echo. Get them out. Already in motion. Back in Willow Ridge. The shrieking alarm startled the intruders. One cursed, the other lunged for Caleb. But Tasha had grabbed a kitchen knife. Try it, she hissed. Before they could react, tires screeched outside. A black SUV roared up, and 2 tactical agents poured out. FBI, one shouted. Get on the ground. The fake agents froze, then ran. Only one was caught. The other vanished. An hour later, FBI field office. The man in custody refused to speak. No ID. No fingerprints in any database. Vanessa pinged Ethan from the office. There's more. That code we found, it's broadcasting. All of Nextlink's AI systems just tried to connect to a foreign server. Ethan's voice turned grim. Shut everything down. And prepare Caleb and his mom to be moved. To where? He looked out the window of the chopper. To me. Permanently. Later that night, safe house compound, Sierra Nevada mountains. Caleb stared at the massive fireplace in awe. His stuffed bear was tucked under one arm. Ethan knelt beside him. You okay? Caleb nodded. Are we safe now? Ethan hesitated. For now. Caleb's face hardened in a way a child's face shouldn't. You think he's coming back? Ethan met his eyes. Not just him. People like him. Caleb reached into his pocket and pulled out a folded page from his sketchpad. A drawing of a man in a hoodie. And behind him, another shadow, taller. Watching from a distance. "I saw him that morning too," Caleb whispered. "But I didn't tell anyone." Ethan's breath caught. It wasn't just Daniel Vaughn. There was someone else. And they weren't after Ethan's money anymore.